Jack stands like these are a really handy tool for working with pipe, but you can use them for plate. If you got a scrap plate, you can use them to make a table. They're just a great thing to have. Jack stands are like clamps. You just probably never have too many of them. Now, I've worked around a lot of new hands and a lot of young hands that didn't understand how the jacks work, and they make themselves look like an idiot by not being able to use it right. If you look at this jack stand, you can see that it has this threaded V-head on this, allows you to lift things up and down with this handle right here. The way the jack stand works is by this washer on that angle locks on that sleeve. That means that this V-head and this sleeve is loose in here. When you raise it up, the washer locks. You raise the washer up and the head and the pipe goes down. See how this works? If you walk over here to move this jack and you grab it by the V-head to pick it up, that's not going to work. You're standing there with this in your hand and you look stupid. The exact same thing's going to happen if you walk over there and try to grab it and pick it up by that. When you pick it up by that, the only time you would lift that up is when you're putting it in place, putting it under something. You can't carry it by this. If you want to carry it by this or you want to transport it, that's what this is for. Now, this set screw will lock your V-head and your pipe in the jack stand. And the way you do that, if you look right here, there's a small hole. Now that hole lines up with this bigger hole. So if you put the jack stand all the way down and you line that hole up with that set screw and you tighten it, this set screw will go through the hole in the sleeve and contact the V-head. Now the V-head is locked in there for transport. That's what that's for. Now you may run into people that think it's safer when you get this in place for holding up weight. They think it's safer to tighten this. I don't believe that that's true. This little set screw is not going to hold any weight. The washer holds the weight, and you want the weight on the washer because it's the weight that makes the washer lock. This is only for transport. Moving the jacks around, you know, you can lift pipe with them. One of the things you got to think about when you're using them though, have some thread sticking out. And the reason I say you need to have some thread sticking out is you might cut something. If you've got this all the way down, you might cut something, or for some reason this jack has a lot of weight on it and you're threaded all the way down, and then you want to take this jack out. Well, if this has got a bunch of weight on it and you don't have any thread here to lower this V-head, and the weight is causing that washer to lock, then that jack stand is stuck under whatever it's underneath of and you can't get it out. That's why it's nice to have a few threads. If you need to get it out, you can lower this and loosen it up enough to get it out. Now, if you do get one of them stuck, don't freak out. Go get another jack stand, put it beside that one, raise the load up, and then you can get this out. If that washer is stuck because of the load you had on it, stand back a little bit, take the toe of your boot and kick that washer upward. It'll come undone and then you can get it out of there. I'll show you a few more things about working with them. I'll flip this around. Working with these jacks and moving them around, you see a lot of people carrying a jack around like this. And squatting down and putting them underneath stuff. When you move around with a jack and you want it out like this, this is how you carry it. You put it in your hand just like that. you want to carry 2 of them, you can carry 2 of them. Just like that, while they're deployed. If you want to fold them up, you put it in transport like this, where that V-head's locked in there. This type of folding jack, you put your hand right here, press it in, and it's folded up. A lot of them will have this go handle. Some of them don't. When you're ready to deploy it, you grab the leg, let it fall. Now it's deployed. When you move these around like you're putting them under a pipe, you don't have to do this. If you only need to move it a little ways, you can use your foot. Very common thing to do. I'm putting my foot underneath the jack, and with one foot and one hand, I can very easily move it around. I'm using my foot because if I lift up on this, it's going to come out. We don't want that to come out. If I want to put this under here, I'm probably going to use my foot because I only need to move it just a little way. Come around like this. Put it under the pipe. So a lot of people struggle because they didn't understand how the jacks work. And if you don't know how the jacks work, don't walk up to a guy that's working with them and try to grab them and move them around, not understanding. You can grab one of those sleeves and pick it up to carry it, and the thing will fall apart, the washer falls out, and instead of helping, you just slowed the whole operation down, because if you don't understand how it works enough to realize that you can't carry it by that sleeve, then you probably don't understand how it works well enough to put the jack back together that you just pulled apart. So the guy that does know is going to have to stop what he's doing and come over there and put the jack together that you just messed up because you don't know what you're doing. Get a jack stand, mess with the thing. Pick it up, let it down, mess with the threads, do some stuff so you know what's going on before you jump in and mess somebody up.